Hello, my name is April Welch. I'm doing a social work case study for Miss Pamela Turner. I have some notes here. The case that I chose, the little boy's name was Michael. He was 6 when he was taken from his mother. He is now 8 with the information that I have. He is with a foster mother. Her name is Miss Daniels. She has provided him, obviously, financially, but most importantly, mentally and emotionally. She has shown him love. She has been there for him. She has not only made sure that he has gone to school, but she has also put him into sports. He showed a love for baseball, so he plays baseball for the school that she has him in. She has also helped him create a scrapbook, and in the scrapbook she included his awards and his certificates, which gave him confidence, I imagine. And she also let him include his mother, and I believe that is a wonderful thing that she included his mother. And from this, I believe that he will, maybe in the latter years of his life, maybe not have so much resentment for this time of his life, because he's actually with a foster parent who is showing him good things about his mother and focusing on the good things with his mother and not the bad things. So there was a couple concerns that I have. My number one concern is that his mother could fall back into old habits and lose Michael again, which would be even more traumatic for Michael. Also, since the material I have read on Michael doesn't mention anything about his sister except for that she was placed with a relative and not a foster parent, and then it goes to say that he had 6 weeks until he would be reunited with his mother and his sister. So I have some concerns of why his sister was placed with relatives but not him. And the fact that I don't know anything else about his sister, not even her age or how she came about to be back with her mother before he did. I'm also concerned that Michael could have some resentment as he gets older toward his mother and questions about why he wasn't with her, and also resentment toward his sister or toward the relative that took her in but did not take him in. So I think that in the latter years of his life he will have some resentment, and I believe that that's very important to deal with now. I just don't feel that I have enough information to answer the questions and probes the way I would want to, but I'm doing the best that I can here. What I would do is I would request, of course, more information about his sister and about the other relative that took her and not him, and of his mother's current situation. Doesn't really speak of why he was taken from his mother or what she's doing now, what's going on in her life. It doesn't give much information at all. So, as I say, I would request more information, and I would also request family counseling for Michael, his mother, and his sister for a substantial amount of time. This could only help them and not hurt them. So there is a very strong need for some family counseling here, as well as I believe Michael would do also great with one-on-one counseling with just him and a counselor. Some other resources I could think of for Michael would be definitely the Big Brother program. It's a very good program for children that's been in foster care in situations like Michael's. So, also, as I said before, he definitely needs to be in a one-on-one counseling. And I also think it's very important that Michael continue to play sports, and not just baseball, but get him involved in any kind of sport that he has interest in: soccer, football, track, just anything to keep positive things in his life going for him. Now, as far as the ethnics and the culture, again, there wasn't much information given about the foster parent, Miss Daniels, and Michael's mother as far as ethnics and culture, but I believe I could say, as far as ethnics, that Michael was able to learn certain skills from his foster mother, who apparently has a totally different understanding of things in life in general than his biological mother. Cultural needs come from a range of things, such as where the person lives, to their gender, and to their language. And again, I did not get that information. But in Michael's case, I do know that the two women come from different morals. I could say morals because, again, I don't know why the mother lost Michael. I don't know. Maybe she was a drug addict. Maybe she was arrested. Whatever the case may be, apparently she does have different morals and values than the foster parent has. So Michael was able to receive skills and learn better morals and values with his foster mother rather than with his biological mother while she's getting herself together. So, of course, Michael is going to miss his foster mother, Miss Daniels, and not only miss her, but he will miss his way of life that he had with her, because even though his mother hopefully will do better, and it did say that they were going to keep him in baseball, the same baseball, to the school that he was in, not the same school, but the same baseball sport. So that's a good thing. But definitely Michael will miss his foster mother and his way of life with her. But personally, I see that this mother did see her son regularly. So she done her part. She worked the program and she proved herself. Therefore, she does deserve to have her son back. And I believe that God creates a bond between a mother and a son, mother and daughter, father and son, father and daughter, whatever the case may be. But I know that Michael, although will miss his foster mother, as long as his mother stays on the right track, his biological mother, he will be happier with her. And I can just hope and pray that things will get better and better as they work on their relationships through therapy and through counseling. And as far as role playing with Michael, I would just need to ask him how he feels about being back with his biological mother and his sister. And depending on what his answer is, I would try to help him to understand why certain people go through certain things and certain families go through certain things and then other families don't. And I would do all that I could to give him confidence in himself, confidence in his family, and confidence in his mother and sister. and make him feel special and strong for what he has been through. As far as Michael having a relationship with his foster mother, I do believe, especially in the beginning of him being back with his biological mother, that he should definitely maintain a relationship with his foster mother, but through therapy help him to know and maybe to realize that it's more of a friendship than her being like a second mother. And I do think it's very important that at least until Michael and his mother and sister are stable for a long amount of time, that as long as Miss Daniels agrees to it, that maybe he could go see her one day out of the month for a couple hours, something like that, or she could, go visit him for dinner once a month and just slowly wean him away from her. I don't think that foster parents maintain a long relationship with their foster children. I don't know a whole lot about foster care and foster parents and things like that, so I don't know, but I know in Michael's case it would be important for him and Miss Daniels to still maintain a relationship for sure. But as long as everything goes well with him and his biological mother and his sister, I think that relationship will eventually fade, and him and his mother and sister will get better and hopefully get past all of this, and it will make all of them much stronger individuals and much stronger as a family. So, my assignment also asked me to role play with Michael, and another scenario that I would role play is I would ask him, do you want to keep a relationship or a friendship with Miss Daniels? And assuming he says yes, then I would say I believe it would be okay. And as long as Miss Daniels is okay with it, and as long as you know that your mother has made a change in her life to be able to be a loving mother to you and your sister. And then assuming that Michael agrees that as long as his mother gives him love and shows him the love that he needs and wants, then he would still want to be with his mother and his sister. I would assume him and Miss Daniels would continue to be friends, and that would be okay for a certain amount of time. But again, I just have to say this article really did not give me enough information to answer the questions the way I would like to. I take this certain situation, this certain case to heart because I have a son that I had to leave when he was 3 and I came back when he was 8. So we've been through some things like this, but somewhat of a different situation. So I would like to have more information on this case, but from what I have, this is all that I know to say as far as what I have learned from Miss Turner and the education that I have right now. That's all I have. I believe the scrapbook was a wonderful idea that Miss Daniels created with Michael. Michael will be able to look back and see where he had been, and how hard his mother worked to be a part of his life again. Even when she was not able to be with him all the time, she still was a part of his life. She still maintained visits with him, and a lot of mothers, including myself at one time, did not do that. So I believe the scrapbook was just amazing, and not only will he be able to see everything that he went through and everything his mother and his sister went through, and how Miss Daniels was there for him, which will always mean the world to him, I'm sure. He will also be reminded of all of his awards, his vacations, his great accomplishments, and everything that he achieved during a hard time in his life. The scrapbook in his latter years could be extremely effective, considering Michael, his mother, and his sister are one of the rare cases that we could say they lived happily ever after. So, thank you for letting me speak, and have a good night.